So in today's lesson we're going to look at how to revolve, sweep, and loft 3D solids. So we'll start off with revolve, and I'm going to come into my home tab here and set up for multiple viewports. I'm going to go into my front viewport and actually bring that up as a single viewport so that I'm in my front 2D wireframe. I'm going to start off by drawing a wine glass. Anything that is circular or cylindrical in nature can be revolved very easily. So all you have to do is draw a center line and draw the profile of what you're drawing and then revolve it, and then you have your 3D solid. Pretty simple. Basically I'll start out with a line as my center line and draw that down like this, and then I'll start out for the base of my wine glass, and you can do this with lines and then join everything up later, so either as a polyline or as a region. So you can put as much detail into these as you'd like. So I'm going to come in here and put in some lines. So something like this. Okay. So this could be the profile of my wine glass. I'm going to come ahead and add some fillets to here. So we'll do a first fillet with a radius of about this much, and do something like that, and we'll do a fillet again with a radius of about this much. So we'll do that one there, and then we'll do this one here. Okay. So up here, this part down here is going to be solid. This is the base and the stem, and this is where the liquid goes. So we're going to have to put in an offset in here and finish this off. So we'll use the offset command and decide that my wine glass is going to be about, oh, yay thick. Okay, so we'll do something like that, and we'll come up here and whoops, have a mouse problem. Hold on. Okay, so now I should be able to finish this up, offset, and then down here where this occurs, I'm gonna basically put in a line. It's gonna go straight across, something like that. Obviously there'd have to be some sort of curve in here, so I will go ahead and fillet that as well. So we have something like this. So then we have almost our wine goblet finished. Gonna draw a line across here. Actually, I'm gonna just fillet that with a round fillet like that. Okay, so we'll do something like that. And lastly, this is our center line, so I'm going to bring that down to meet this line because we need an enclosed polyline or enclosed region, and it's pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and fillet this last one up. Let's see, fillet with a radius of, very small radius, about like that. Okay, so something like that. So here's our wine goblet profile, and so you can see its thickness and the wine stem and all that. This stem looks like it's going to be fairly large, so you know, you can stretch this out afterwards, you know, kind of stretch it. So something like that. That looks a little bit better. So I'll do a region, and I'll just select it all, and it says one region created down here in our command line, so I know I'm all set. And then we'll kind of orbit in 3D so we can kind of see it, and I'm going to turn this into a conceptual, and I'm going to make a copy of this beforehand. And as we discussed in class, there are times when you may want to keep the profile and times when you don't want to keep the profile, and that's the del obj variable, delete object. By default it's 3, and it'll take off the original profile, and if I set that to 0, it will keep the profile. So in this case here, we're ready to revolve it. So we'll go ahead and hit revolve and pick our object, pick our center line from here to here, and 360 degrees, and there we go. There's our wine goblet or wine glass. Okay, so you can see inside and all that sort of stuff. So that's as easy as it is for Revolve. There's not much else to it. So next up is going to be the sweep command. So I'm going to switch back to my front viewport, and in the sweep command, again, you have to make a polyline as for a path. So say for instance I might do a picture frame or something like that. So if that's the case here, we could try a rectangle, and I have my rectangle like this, and then I want my profile to follow that, so I'm going to come in here, down here, and make my profile for my picture frame. So I'll come in and do something like this. So this is going to be the corner, and we can keep it fairly simple for right now. We can make it as complex as we want later, but we could just make something like a cove molding and just fillet this with a radius of about this much. So we have something that looks like that. Okay, so this could be our picture frame cove molding. So the way it works is, again, we're going to make this shape into a region, so I'll just highlight it. That's now a region. And with the sweep command, I'm going to pick my path, or pick my object that I'm going to sweep first, and then I'm going to pick my path, and it will go ahead and put that picture frame in here like that, so you can see this is what it looks like. Okay, so you can see how it sweeps it along there. Okay, now it does depend on how you made this and how it's positioned and all this sort of stuff. So let's just kind of take a look at that. I'm going to make a couple copies like this. Okay, and I'm just going to first off, I'm going to mirror image this one so that it's going this way. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to rotate it so that it's going down like this. Okay, and let's see if we get different results here. So we're going to do a sweep, and we'll pick this one, and we'll pick this, and then we'll do a sweep again. So we'll pick this one, and then enter, pick this. We get something that looks like that. And again, we'll pick this one. Whoops. Sweep, we'll pick this, enter, pick this, enter. Okay, so now when we look at it in 3D, you can see how you get the different picture frames here. So you can see how this one is curved in, and this one's, well, this one's curved out, this one's curved in, and this one's kind of backwards. So it really does depend on how you make that profile and how it's positioned as to how your sweep is going to come out. We also talked in class about how to sweep along an open path. So we'll close those out, and we'll do a polyline, and we'll come in here and just kind of do this arc. Something like that. And we'll just use a polygon. Five-sided, I guess, and we'll just pick here and pick something like this, and we'll make some copies of this. 3 copies. So when we go to sweep these, we're going to pick our object first, and then we'll pick this, and it whoops, pick our object first, hit enter, pick this second, hit enter. Actually, you don't have to hit enter, it will automatically do that. So on this one here, we're going to pick this object to sweep, and then we're going to say twist in this case and set the twist amount. And this twist angle can be anywhere from 0 to 360 degrees. So if you only want it to twist half, you could do 180, you can do 360. We'll do 360 here and set that. So then we'll pick our path, and you can see how that twists along the path. And lastly here, we're going to pick this, and then we're going to do a scale on this one. If you set it to 1, anything greater than 1 will scale it up. So the original size will start here at this end point where we pick closest to, and then it'll either scale it up or scale it down toward the end. So we'll go with 0.1 and set that. So then we'll pick this, and you can see how it tapers it to 0.1 like that. Let's undo that again, and let's just copy this down here so we can kind of see that. So we'll do one more sweep here to pick this, and then we'll do a scale 0.1. Pick that. This one here, we're going to pick this object, hit enter, scale, and this time we'll double the size. So we'll put in a 2, and you can see here it tapers it up. So there you go, sweep. That one's fairly straightforward as well. And then I just introduced you into the lofting command, which is underneath sweep here. And the loft command basically will take two shapes and put a solid model onto them. So for instance, if we had, say, a rectangle like this, and we had a circle like this, okay, they would have to be separated in 3D space. So we're going to come up to our viewports, multiple viewports. Now I did this in my front viewport, so that means in my top viewport I can move them away from each other, or in my right hand side viewport I can move them away from each other. So I'm going to start the move command in my front viewport, so I'll say move, and I'll pick my circle, and I'll come over here to my right side view and just kind of drag my circle out. Okay, and we'll offset it like this and see what happens so that you can kind of see that. If we look at it in 3D, you can see here how the circle is a little bit offset. Okay, so we'll change this to conceptual, and we'll come back in here to solid, loft, and we'll pick this, then we'll pick this. You'll see how it puts that edge on, and there you go. You have your lofted object. Okay. Now this will also work with multiple sizes and all that sort of stuff, and multiple paths and multiple shapes, all this and that. So I'm not going to get into all of the details with Loft right yet, but just to kind of get you playing with a little bit, you can see how this works. If we copy some other circles and kind of do this sort of thing, we'll size some of these down a little bit. Whoops. So we have something like this, and here we can change the scale of that a little bit, or we can click on it and go into its properties. So if we click that, whoops, we'll do it down here. Click properties, so we can see the radius in here is 5, so let's make it 2. This one here, we're going to kind of taper this down, so we'll pick that one up there, and this one's going to be 3, and this one right here, we'll make that one 4. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and we should be able to go ahead and use the loft command to pick this one to this one, then to this one, then to this one, and back to this one. And when I hit enter and enter, we get something that looks like that. So you can see Lofting is a very powerful command for doing organic type of shapes. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in class.